Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing a lifted Tacoma, and this is a pretty big lift. It's the biggest one that I've reviewed so far. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Carl Malone Toyota here in Draper, Utah for giving me some time with this Tacoma. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Will. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. So powering this is the standard turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. It puts out 278 horsepower and then 317 pound-feet of torque. Now before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now this is built off of an SR5, so we've got the standard hood here. You can see the silver there on the Toyota logo. I like how the headlights are darker. I think it looks really sharp. But you'll notice that if we pop down below, they've removed the dorky air dam, so it has that cool kind of like off-roader front end look, just like a TRD off-road or TRD Pro. But yeah, cool looking front end. Now our turn wheel setup with this is 285 by 75 by 17, so 34s in the front and over in the rear. And really cool design here with these aftermarket wheels. And yeah, these are super aggressive tires. Now as for the lift, it's an actual lift, 3.5 inches. So there's a look at the setup in the front, and then we'll quickly pop over to the rear. So you can see the setup here in the rear as well. And because these wheels have a bit of a negative offset, you can see pops out a bit. But here's your side profile with the truck. I think that's pretty cool looking. Look how tall that is. It definitely gives the Tacoma a much more aggressive stance. Now I do quickly want to show you guys the rear of the truck as well. Again, you can see that negative offset. It's a cool look. Has a little bit of that brodozer look, but I feel like that's kind of a lot of Tacomas I see on the road anyways, so it makes sense. But yeah, cool build so far. Now I do quickly want to pop inside to show you guys some elements in here. So SR5 is going to have a little more basic material use, but we still have soft touch here. The SR5 still has a solid payload capacity. You've got 1,200 pounds of payload with this. Now this one has a cool feature added. It's got heated seats added after the fact, so that's another nice feature they've added to this particular truck. But you can see with the cloth seats, got a bunch of physical controls here, including for the stability. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. Nice steering wheel in the SR5. You can see with the trim that goes around, pretty cool looking. And then you got the standard screen here. Got a bunch of physical controls for the climate, wireless phone charging pad. We have a 2-speed transfer case with this as well. And yeah, again, pretty normal SR5. It's a nice truck overall. So here's our pricing. You can see all the stuff added, including the heated seats. There's your total pricing after everything, $55,124. So that means that this was a $46,000 SR5, so it's more loaded up SR5. But anyways, let's see how this performs to lift. Well, let's set off in this lifted Tacoma. Actually, it'd be better if I reverse. I'm excited to finally have a chance to review one of these that has a big lift. And some of you might say, oh, 3.5 inches isn't that much, but that's pretty big for a mid-size pickup truck. It's pretty big for a mid-size pickup truck. And unlike that Frontier that I recently reviewed, this actually has a really good-looking stance. If you guys haven't seen that video, I reviewed a Nissan Frontier that had a like 6-inch lift and then 33s, and it wasn't like, this is a dealership build. This wasn't a dealership build. This was a package made by an aftermarket company. So yeah, the aftermarket company kind of went dorky with their build. But what I will say, so far it feels really cool for a mid-size pickup truck. Damping coming down that wasn't bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn off the, yeah, there we go. But excuse me, it's like 100 degrees outside today, so little bit dry throat. Yeah, the damping's really nice. And you know, part of that is when you do big tires like what this has, that kind of acts as a secondary shock absorber. So it helps out with the ride. Yeah, the 2.4 seems to be doing just fine. It's not struggling at all. It's so hot in here now. Okay, I'll give myself 1 fan speed. But yeah, I like how this drives so far. It's nice. I'm at like a full lock here in this parking lot with the turn. And no rubbing. That's all I wanted to say. So even with the bigger tires, I'm not getting any rubbing with this build, which is good. You do have to work a little bit though to turn it all the way. Super smooth. Yeah, power delivery is great. This new it's really solid. This isn't even the hybrid. I haven't had a chance to test out the hybrid in the Tacoma quite yet. I'm really excited to do that. But I don't know. Performs well, I think. So to sum things up with this lifted Tacoma, I think this looks really cool. I think that it drives well. I don't have anything bad to say about this. I guess, you know, what I say potential downsides, some people might like. With bigger tires like this, right, your turn-in's not going to be as good, right? Higher center of gravity, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, anyone who lifts a vehicle, like, they understand that. It's part of the territory. And what I mean by the turning, let me see if I can show you guys another example here. So yeah, here, we'll use this. Okay, so here's the wheel cranked all the way. So again, no rubbing, but it's not like the turning radius is not as sharp. So you do have that. You do have that. But I mean, overall, it drives well. It really does drive well, and the damping's good, all things considered. They didn't replace the shocks or anything like that. So I don't know. I think they did a good job. Yeah, see, with this, you almost don't want to go. It kind of reminds me of my Grenadier. You don't want to go lock to lock with the wheel. You kind of want to let it just be a little bit slack. So you do have to kind of be open to having to turn a little bit more often. Man, Toyota's new cameras are so good. It's crazy just like how good the resolution is now compared to what it was before. And this engine, I think that's the highlight of this review. Like, the lift is really cool, but it's impressive how well this 4-cylinder engine does. And this is just the base form. This is no hybrid assist whatsoever. It seems like it just really does have a lot of low-end torque and good power overall. But let me know if you like this more. You guys saw that I reviewed those leveled Tacomas. Would you rather, they actually have another one of these that's was it blue? Yeah, it's a blue one that's leveled. Would you rather get this one with the 3.5-inch lift, or would you rather get a 2-inch level kit on the new Tacoma? With the 2-inch level kit, I think you're like 33s, so a little bit smaller tire. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that.